Hey guys, it's Joseph Jeffers, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I grill chicken for my meal preparation. So this one is going to be a teriyaki spicy chicken. So the first step is for the marinade. Put in teriyaki. I put in fresh chopped jalapenos and red chili flakes. It's just like crushed red pepper. So then I tenderize it. That's the second step. Actually the first step would be tenderizing. So I flatten it out more or less, and then I give a nice, so that I make it more even so it cooks better. So then I lay it on the grill at a 45-degree angle, and after a minute or so, depending on how long, I just want to see. Yeah, see, it's not ready to get that. So turn it on high, but if you leave it closed and walk away, I learned this the hard way when I was younger, so I'm going to give it a little bit higher heat, the fat can erupt on fire, and you can very quickly have a grilling disaster. So I'd always recommend being kind of careful, because especially with cheaper cuts of meat, you can get a disaster real quickly. So I'm going to kind of wait, and then when I do turn it, we'll come back. But we want, just the first step is to get everything kind of even, get it spiced or marinated how you want it, and then get on the grill and get that good nice initial char. Alright, we waited a little bit, and so now I'm gonna turn it, so I'll show you what I mean. So as you know, this is a decent, not a super great char, but it'll do. All to do is flip it 45 degrees. That's it, it's really simple. This one I can tell it's not getting enough heat because it's a really old grill. On that end, just flipping them all 45 degrees. This one I kind of placed on, but yeah, there's some decent grill marks on that one, it looks like. Make sure everything's kind of evened out. There we go, and that's going to be, and then we wait again. Alright, well, my phone got too hot, so I had to take it inside for a while. So that's the char on the first side. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So remember, 45 degrees and 45 degrees. Pretty simple. These aren't, there's no super pretty grill marks in these, but this will work as a nice good base. So don't worry. So the grill marks are great, but if you can't get them, it's not the end of the world, okay? So I mentioned the beginning bit to watch out if you close the lid for chicken especially. So I'm keeping a really close eye on it, but I had to get that temperature up there because it's actually a little bit cooler than expected, just because some of the burners don't work as well as they should on this grill in particular because it's so old, but it works alright. So alright, we'll get back to it. Alright guys, so now that we got a good crust on the outer layer, well, with that high heat, I want to turn the heat down a little bit, not too much though, since we're going to put on the second rack. But kind of a trade, something my dad taught me, is to put a pan of water. Now, it doesn't have to be some special water, this is just from the hose, or it could just be from inside or whatever. But the water will go up into the chicken with that steam and make it even more juicy on the inside. So now we're going to close the lid and we're going to leave it be. Alright guys, so essentially what I've been doing is pretty simple. Taking this marinade I've made, it's lemon, teriyaki, jalapenos, crushed red pepper, different bag. You make sure you're careful. You don't want to mix raw chicken in with, something that you're intending to eat. Take it out, brush it on both sides. I've been using this brush. Every so often. I'd say so you give it a brush, let it cook for a minute or so, turn it over. And I repeat this process 2, maybe 3 times. So that's the next step. So as you see, I've turned down the heat significantly. Now we're just going to look for that slow cook. Next, then, kind of talk about safety for a second. Raw chicken, incredibly dangerous. Ensure you check the internal temperature. Well, it doesn't look like my phone's going to catch it, but when it comes to poultry and stuff, you want to make sure that internal temperature is like 170 degrees. So you're looking for a good internal temperature, Not just cut it open and it's white. Just make sure you're very careful. You don't need a fancy electronic clock or something like that. Just a good old-fashioned temperature gauge is what I use. Alright guys, check the internal temperature. Everything looks good color-wise. Super tender. Let's see here. Give it a taste. I already gave it a taste, make sure. Look how easy that is to cut through. It's not even that sharp of a knife. Look at that. Great flavors all around, good and simple. Thank you very much for watching.